to confront me or not, whether he has dignity and honor or not. It's just a matter of time. My ideas are already there. I've already impregnated your organization. I took Turning Point USA and I did it. I took your organization, I took your baby, Turning Point USA, and I've been. And that's why it's filled with groypers. That's why your whole crew, that's why the people around you, that's why your chapter presidents, that's why your attendees, they're all groypers. Let's focus all our firepower on Charlie Kirk. Why are we doing this? It's because Charlie Kirk is a fake patriot, a fake Christian, and he hates his people. He's anti-white. This is our angle.
I was going through my comments, and one of the comments I seen was someone stating that they stand by Candace Owens because she is a great journalist. In order to be a great journalist, whatever situation you go in, you have to go into that situation without any bias. The only mindset you have to have is to look and find the truth, to bring the truth to the forefront. In the situation with Charlie Kirk, if she truly wanted to find out who had him or who took him out, what she would do is look at two things. She would dig deep into who Charlie Kirk is, find out what's going on with him. Did he have anything, she would do an investigation on him. Then second, she would do an investigation on the person who they are saying killed him. She would look into his background to see why he would want to do that to Charlie. Then the next move she would make is also looking at who else had a reason not to want Charlie on this earth anymore. Charlie said some things that may have been offensive to Muslim. He said some things that was offensive to the far right. He said some things that was offensive to the left. He said some things that truly could have been offensive to any and everybody. So she would also look in that direction. She would not automatically go into finding the person who took him out with suspects already lined up and not doing any investigation. I think someone told me that's not investigation, that's hearsay. Investigating is getting evidence to prove that the person could have done it or to prove the person did not do it. But you're going to go in there looking for one and one thing only, truth and facts. Well, that's two things. You're going to go look for truth and facts. That's the only thing you're going to base your investigation on. Candace is not doing that.
Back to the original founding fathers, they intended this to be a European nation for white men of good stock and character.
So, can you show me, let me answer the question. Can you show me where in the United States Constitution it says that?
It wasn't in the Constitution.
It wasn't in the Constitution because they didn't believe it. What does the phrase e pluribus unum mean? What does the phrase e pluribus unum mean?
Why is that relevant?
Because it was on every founding document and presidential seal from our founding, which means out of many, one. You, sir, and your ideology is not conservative. It is right-wing, identitarian, and has no place in the conservative movement, my friend. Get out of line! Get out of line!
Candace Owens also said that she wanted smoke. She'd take all the smoke. Candace really doesn't want the smoke, because I noticed someone said in my comments that Candace cannot say anything about the Muslims because she has 4 children. She has to think about her 4 children. So that means you're not investigating them, and that means you don't want the smoke. Because if you truly was looking for who may have taken Charlie out, once again, you would look at everyone. You would not be causing trouble. You would not be throwing out all these innuendos. You would not be harassing his wife. You would not be doing that. You would not have all these people going down rabbit holes. You would be looking for the truth, and you would be looking for the facts. Candace has also stated that Ben Shapiro was a racist. But it's funny how she supports Nick Fuentes, the man who was undermining her best friend, Charlie Kirk, the man that she loves so much, the man that she's willing to put her life on the line to find out who took him out. She supports that man. She's not talking about what that man has said. She is a person that speaks against pedos. She is a person that speaks against beating women and things like that. But Nick Fuentes, he's okay with women being art. He's okay with Hitler because even though he stated Hitler was a pedo, he's okay with that. He thinks Hitler was cool. And he had a problem with Charlie. He has been trying to undermine Charlie ever since because of one and one thing only, jealousy. He wanted to be the top dog. And like I said in other videos, now that Charlie is no longer here, they're trying to undermine his wife. And Candace is helping with that. Tucker Carlson is helping with that. They was never truly Charlie's friend. Because all they're doing is stirring up the pot, hoping that these people no longer trust Turning Point USA, no longer trust Charlie Kirk and what he actually stood for, and no longer trust that his wife, because they keep putting these innuendos out of that something that she may have done. So they want to take away the trust from that.
They can keep on yelling at how successful we are in our big events and well over 1,000 employees, but there's a lot of jealousy out there. We build, they complain. We succeed, we win. They blame the Jews.
And the other reason I'm talking about this is, like I said before, it's not just about Candace, Tucker, Ben Shapiro, Charlie, and his wife. It's about good and evil. There's a lot of people who scream, "I am a Christian," and they are not. And you can tell by the way they talk that their heart do not lead them in the way that Jesus is, because Jesus stated that love will get you into heaven, not hate. The last time evil was in heaven, we all know what happened with that. A fight broke out and Lucifer and 1/3 of his angels was kicked out. That's the last time evil was in heaven. So you think when you stand in front of Jesus with all this hate, with all this evil, with all this manipulation, with all this you're doing to get people to go in your direction, you really think Jesus is going to look at you and say, "Come in, well done, my Lord and faithful servant"? No, Jesus is going to look at you and say, "I never knew you." There's two sides, Jesus, God, and the world. So you're either on God's side or you're on the world. There's no playing both sides. In your mind, you may feel I can play both sides. But God has made it clear you cannot play. Either you're going to be 100% loyal to him or you actually belong to the world. There's no playing both sides. And I say this because we don't know when the end of the world is coming. And one of the main things people always talk about is the mark, the mark, the mark. You see how people are quick to follow someone just because they sound convincing. So think about how easy it is for so many people to be manipulated into taking the mark. That's one of the sad parts. No human is perfect. That's why we need salvation. That's why we need Jesus Christ. He's the only way to God.
But if you go back to the original founding fathers, they intended this to be a European nation for white men of good stock and character.
So, can you show me? Let me answer the question. Can you show me where in the United States Constitution it says that?
It wasn't in the Constitution.
It wasn't in the Constitution because they didn't believe it.
The founding.
What does the phrase "e pluribus unum" mean? What does the phrase "e pluribus unum" mean?
Why is that relevant?
because it was on every founding document and presidential seal from our founding, which means out of many, one. You, sir, and your ideology is not conservative. It is right-wing, identitarian, and has no place in the conservative movement, my friend. Get out of line. Get out of line. I don't platform trolls, and I don't platform and I don't discuss people or I don't debate with people that are not good faith actors. And
you debate Maoists and people who champion.
They can keep on yelling at how successful we are and our big events and well over 1,000 employees, but there's a lot of jealousy out there. We build, they complain. We succeed, we win. They blame the Jews.